Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of Beyond Entrepreneur. I am Kristen, your host, and today I have a special guest, Carli Sumney. Welcome to the podcast.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
And we are here to talk about what it's like being a woman in entrepreneur, especially in the tech field. I understand that you are running a tech company, phone repair.
Yep.
So we're going to dive a little bit into that. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. How long have you been running the phone store where you're doing tech?
Well, we've had the business. So originally the business started. My boyfriend ended up starting the business. I met him. He had just started it 3 months before we met. And then now it has been open, what is this, 25? Mm-hmm. So 6 years. Oh my goodness, 6 years. Holy crap. So we've had the business for 6 years. At first, I was not in doing the business with him. Mm-hmm. I would help him on the weekends at home. I had just graduated high school. I went to college. COVID lovely hit and sent me back home. So I really didn't get into really doing the business until 2020. So I've been doing it for a solid 5 years, but the business itself has been up for 6. My dad was a little bit of techie growing up, so he did some computer work, stuff like that. So I had knowledge behind it. I just wasn't really my path of things originally. I definitely was going for a medical field. And then when COVID hit, we moved back home. I had a different perspective on things. Being able to be inside the business and work hand in hand in the business and stuff with him originally at first allowed me to see a bit different perspective of life. So I then started kind of moving towards that direction of being doing business wise of things and stuff like that. So 6 years, 5 years. That's for me.
Crazy. It flies by.
Oh my God.
That quick.
It really does. I don't even believe it. But yeah, 5 years I've been head over heels into it. So
did you learn everything? You were self-taught essentially of just watching others do it? Is that how you learned?
Essentially, yes. So originally, when I came back, on the weekends, I'd help him and stuff like that. And I'm a curious person, so I'm like, hey, you know how to do this. I kind of want to learn. It's neat. It's cool. It's a good trait to have.
Absolutely.
So I'm a very curious person. So kind of learning from watching him do what he's supposed to do. I'm more of a watcher than you tell me and I'll do it. No, I need to see you do it first. I need to see you do it first, and then I might be able to go right behind you. So I watched him do phone repairs and stuff like that, and then so technology evolves all the time. I can tell you a person can walk into that store today and there's things that I do not know. It's constantly changing and you constantly have to keep up with it. But knowing your basic background definitely helps know how to troubleshoot and move towards the right direction of fixing things. So it was something I kind of got taught the basics a little bit, and then I have learned over the years of how to, if I don't know how to do something, how to figure it out. So it was I've learned the basics, and then we learn more as I go.
Yeah.
Every day, I swear, every day.
I bet. I swear anytime Apple comes out with an update, I'm like, oh, awesome.
What's new? What's new? Hi.
What am I going to have to learn now? Now, we know the tech field is very male-dominated. It always has been. Anything mainly STEM or anything of the sorts related, it is pursued mainly by men. Now that you really have your foot in the door and are very experienced and people are the one that go to you to ask questions, how has that been navigating through this male-dominated field, especially in small town, typically older community as well? How has that been?
So it doesn't really affect anything, to be honest. I definitely get the questions. Oh, do you do the repairs? Mm-hmm. Yes. So I get questioned about it a lot. Like, oh, you know that? Especially being a young female on top of it. Like them not knowing, like, oh wow, you're young and you know how to do this. Like, that's crazy. I mean, a lot of our younger generations. I mean, crap, we have like 5-year-olds that know how to operate a phone better than any of us can. Like, it's insane. Yeah. But it's definitely like I get questioned about it a lot. I've learned how to, like, yeah, I am the person who does it. I am the person, like, I've been doing it for 5 years. Mm-hmm. And when I talk about kind of like, when I talk to them and they kind of figure out, oh, she does know what she's talking about. Yeah. And, like, I've learned how to navigate that a little bit of, like, the conversation, moving the conversations into the right directions to, like, make them, like, if they're uneasy about it or something like that, which I've never had that of somebody uneasy about it or anything, but like kind of helping them understand, like, hey, I do know what I'm doing. I do know how to do this, and I promise you I will do my best at helping you in any way I possibly can. Definitely something, like I said, I mean, I've been doing it for 5 years, so like any day new thing walks in, but I do know my basics to be able to go back. So it's definitely, like I said, I've had the experience of people saying stuff of like, oh, you're the one, you do that. Mm-hmm. But I've definitely figured out how to navigate through it. And it doesn't hurt me that people say that, because like I get it. I'm a very young person, and like most of the time you'll like walk into people and like you aren't dropping your car off to an 18-year-old person not knowing what they're doing. Exactly. Like I get that, and it's your phone, and they're $1,000 worth of phones. Mm-hmm. Like you don't want something to get messed up or anything like that. I mean, no matter the age or gender of anything like that, it's definitely something that can happen. Anybody can have a mistake. Absolutely. But at the same time, giving them that reassurance that I do know what I'm doing. I can do what you're asking me to do, kind of thing. Yeah, I love that. I'm curious to know what some of your like unique pressures or expectations you feel as a woman entrepreneur. Do you feel any type of oh, I got to work harder to really prove myself? I feel like I've always felt that way to some extent, especially when it comes to making a name for yourself, especially in small town too. When I lived in big state Texas, I didn't really worry about it. Big community, so many people, nobody would ever know my name. But here, everyone knows everyone. Yeah. Do you feel any need to work extra hard or anything like that, or do you just... In a way, you always still, like you said, you always still have that feeling like, hey, like you've got to do it one step better than the next person. But when it comes to like for gender-wise, not really. I questioned myself a lot when I first started, not knowing like, hey, are you going to be able to do this? Are people going to question you about like things, or people going to put you down, like knock you down? I mean, we've had plenty of knockdowns throughout the years and stuff like that, and any business will do that. And like even as a person, like you'll have knockdowns through life and stuff like that. So like knowing how to like step up after that. So always having the confidence. I definitely at first did not have the full confidence in myself, and I always questioned everything I do, and I still do to this day. Like I will run into a repair and not know, and every troubleshooting that I'm doing is not working, and it's getting frustrating. And it's like, what do I do? And I go to James and I say, like, I run it through, and he's like, why are you asking me? Like, I've been out of this business for like 3 years now. Like, you're in it. You've got it. Like, if you've checked all your boxes, you've got it. So I definitely have, and having that support behind it definitely helps. Absolutely. Definitely like with the confidence, like you do know what you're doing. You do know that like you can do it. So having the support definitely helps with that confidence and behind it. For that, like I said, it's you go through life and you get knocked down, but stand back up. Worrying about it, as long as you feel that you were doing the best that you can possibly do at that given time, that is all that matters. At least you try. There's a lot of people in this world who don't even try. So you are one step above that. So knowing that and like reminding yourself that is definitely something that definitely helps me with that. Daily motivation is important. Oh, yes. Especially in
a field, and especially having a job where everything constantly is evolving, staying familiar and keeping yourself of like, okay, well, if I've learned. Okay, so what does success mean to you personally? Whether it's not just financially, but on a personal and emotional level, what does success mean?
So when it always comes to, when it comes to being an entrepreneur in the business, a lot of people have a perception money drives, which it does, but it also is not. The money can't be the success behind things, in my opinion. Like the way I look at it, I mean, for some people it can, but the way I look at it, no amount of money in the world's going to tell me, hey, you were successful. Yeah. I came into it, so I always wanted to help people. So with it, like, I could be successful and have all the money in the world, but the person next to me is not successful, I feel like I'm not successful. I'm a person who wants to help everyone, and like, if I become successful, I want everyone who's with me to become successful. Yeah. It's not for me, it's not a one man show kind of thing. Team. Exactly. So with success, it comes in many different levels. Money helps success. So when it my words left me. Time's out. We're gonna cut this out too.
I think money proves that something's working.
Yeah.
Profit proves that you're headed in the right direction. I think it could be used as a motivator, but in terms of success, I think that's not. If you're just money hungry, I don't think you'll ever truly succeed.
Yeah. So eventually you'll get to a place in life and you're like, okay, I have all the money in the world, but what am I doing with it?
Exactly.
What can I do? What do I do every day? I mean, I can have 4 to 5 different houses and vacation homes and go on vacations and travel around the world. But at the same time, like, if you're doing it by yourself or with it's not, in my opinion, like, it won't make me happy. So being successful is setting a goal for, like, the business of what I want it to do, and show that it is, like, to take something small and make it something big.
Yeah.
So to start something out new, not in the area, nobody really knows about it, to take that and turn it into a profitable business is success. Like, no matter how much profit, it doesn't have to be $1 million profitable business, especially in our area.
Yeah, it's hard in our town.
It's very hard in our town. But, like, it doesn't have to be that. Like, that's not where the success comes. It's being able to take something, turning it from nothing to something.
Yeah.
Having, like, it absolutely inspires me and drives me that every day that we open up those doors, I have people come in. Like, and in order to do that, there's so many things that come behind it. Like, I can't, especially being in a small town, like, good doesn't travel as fast as bad. Never does, never will. You can have one person bad experience, they will go tell 20 people. You'll have one person have a good experience, they might not tell anyone.
Exactly.
Until, like, somebody says something about it. Oh yeah, I went to this place and they did good and blah blah blah. But so, like, bad news travels fast, especially in a small town. So, like, you've got to learn your ways around it. You've got to, like, be helpful in any way and not be rude and take care of your customers. And that's one thing we really strive on, is taking care of our customers, because, like, in order to succeed, you have to do that. Absolutely. And so, like I said, so any turning into something small and turning it into something profitable and that people want to come to, or that, like I said, people come in the doors every day, like, it absolutely amazes me, because, like, in my eyes, like, I've succeeded. Now, can I take that succeed and go even further? Yes, I'm constantly running it. So, like, I'm not stopping it, but it's definitely something like that right there says, hey, we're successful. Like, we are able to, like, I don't have to worry about the food on my table, because, like, I've now created this into something, like, that was nothing into something.
Exactly, yeah.
And being able to, like, see that over the years, and honestly in a short amount of time, like, that's even more amazing. Like I said, we did it in a short amount of time, we made it successful, but, like, I'm not stopping. I'm constantly especially with technology. Constantly something new, constantly introducing something new, like wanting something else to say, hey, let's see how this does. Okay, did it make it profitable? Yeah. So, okay, success.
Absolutely.
But like I said, it's not like you also said, like, it's not the, money is not the success, but it's definitely something that aids the success.
Of course.
You definitely need that in life. But we started, like, what amazes me is, I didn't start it, he did, but he started with $200 in his pocket. $200 in his pocket in a flea market, not knowing what he was how he's going to pay next month's rent or anything like that. And he started the phone store. We got it up and out of the flea market in a year. Ended up getting a storefront, and now it's been there for 5 years since then. COVID ended up hitting when we were moving out, and it scared the absolute crap out of us, because not knowing what was going to happen and the shutdown. But luckily, we were able to push through it and be able to turn it into what it's today, and be able to veer off and do other things to allow me to continue pushing that business even further. So yeah.
With that, do you have any businesses any goals of things that you want to start? Any goals, any ideas, any brain teasers you want to give us?
Not much. Right now, life is kind of, life is always crazy. It never stops.
No.
When it comes to ideas, in 2022, we had 2 locations of our phone store, and I also started a rolled ice cream business. A little cart. It's like, hey, found it on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
We got it for ourselves and said, hey, let's turn it into a business.
Yeah.
So we did that. We started that up and did its little thing. We just kept it in the phone store up front, and it was good. At the time, I did not have the time whatsoever. Time to make it as successful as it possibly could have been.
Yeah.
So I ended up just shutting it down. It did well as it was. I didn't have the time.
You're only one person.
Exactly. I am only one person. I am running 2 phone stores. I am trying to do the ice cream, and not just running in a background. Like, it's not just because, like, hey, I own it. No, I physically was there every single day, running with customers, doing phone repairs and stuff like that. So, like, with that, on top of that, I said, yeah, we're kind of we need to step back a little bit.
It's good to know when you need to step back, though, because burnout is real.
Yes.
Especially when you have the stress of a company on you.
Yes.
So what's your biggest way to prevent burning out? Or when you do feel yourself getting burned out, what do you do to help
get
back in a better place?
We are still trying to figure this out. So, like I said, I run it every day. I go there every day. I do the phone repairs. I do talk to customers, and there's times I've had to tell myself, and I am not a person to say, hey, help me with this. Help me finish this up. I need to get this done because I'm a let me do myself. Let me do it myself kind of person, which tends to come and bite me in the butt. But I know when I look at something, I'm just like, okay, I know how to do it, but now I'm going to have to tell them how to do it. So I got to take the time to tell them how to do it. At that point, I might as well just do it. Well, that then has a lot. And then it's like, oh, snap, I forgot about that because, there's just so much going on in a day. So it's definitely a learning curve. I'm constantly still kind of learning of how when I get so compact with stuff and I'm like, I feel like I can't get on top of it.
Yeah.
Like I can't, I have a lot of things I have to get done, and there's a constant thing of I forgot this, so I didn't do that yesterday, and I needed to do that. And then the next day comes around, oh, I forgot that yesterday. It's just a constant repeat. So there's times that happens, and I just have to take a step back and be like, okay, what do I need to do? I luckily have had a good team behind me when it comes to that. Because with it being your business, somebody can just not show up and that door still has to be open, and that's on you.
Yep.
You can't, like, you rely so much on the people that you have in your business so much to make sure that door's even open. So, like, you have to realize, like, hey, use them, help them learn. I've luckily had an amazing team behind me with it all. So that definitely has helped. Coming up out of something where you get so burnt out on everything,
Yep.
you just have to take your time. So I've learned how to, at first, I never took time for myself. Never. It was always, the business has to do this, we have to do this, we have to do that for it.
The to-do list
like,
in your head is never ending.
It's never ending. And I had to realize, like, hey, Carli, you're not even taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
Like, you have to take a break, you have to take a stop. Everyone's like, hey, do this for yourself. Do this. No, I don't have time. I don't have the time. I can't do it. I've got to do this. So, like, you definitely have, like, especially when a business starts, you have a grind out period. You grind everything out. You try to get it as best as you possibly can. And then you end up having a burnout after it. It never fails. In any businesses we've started, we've done the same thing. It's like, hey, grind. And then you're like, oh, snap, take a breath.
I need a second.
Everything's operating. Everything's smooth. Hey, you can take a second and step back. Breathe. You got it. So helping me with my burnouts, I've learned how to take care of myself a little bit more. And it's the small things. It's not the big things. Like, I take time. I go get my hair done. I take time and, like, I make sure that, like, I'm eating healthy. Like, there's a time where I would only eat, like, one meal a day. I'm not a very good eater. I'm not a very good eater. And it came a time to where I was like, I've never been a breakfast person. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to take that time to kind of myself, like that 2 hours before I have to that alone time to myself to be able to help, like, myself. Because in order to help the business succeed, I have to be okay.
Exactly.
I have to take the time for myself. And even, like I said, small things, like an hour, 2 hours. Like, I went to the gym. I listened to my music. I listened to my podcasts. I kind of, like, inspirational stuff. And then, like, it put me in the right mindset. Like, okay, we can do this. And then it on repeat. So, because, like, you get so stuck on something that's in repeat. So, like, you wake up, you go to work, you run a business, you go home, you eat, you go to bed. You repeat. And, like, especially coming out of out of high school and going from high school into your own business, like, that definitely was, like, a switch for me, because I'm not only coming out of high school into a business, I'm coming out of high school into a adulthood, like, learning how to navigate adulthood on top of learning how to navigate opening a store and being a business owner and stuff like that. So, like, it was definitely, like, a navigation thing. But you just always have to take the time and realize, like, hey, you've got to be okay in order for something else to be okay.
I think a lot of businesses, where they fail, especially when they first open up, is that they don't recognize burnout. I think a lot of people, individuals who are fully capable and high achieving entrepreneurs, they just don't take that time to step back and breathe. And I think that's why a lot of, I mean, we've seen it in town. A business opens up, they're only open up for about 6 to 8 months, and then they have to close down. And I think that burnout it creeps. It creeps, and then all of a sudden it just hits you, and it's hard to get around that. So taking the small moments, it doesn't have to be going on a vacation, even though I'm sure you would
I would love to do that all the time. I love to do that.
But the small things, and routine is good, and routine does help, but routine when you put time for yourself.
Yes.
Because just a work routine of, okay, I get here, I do this, and I do that, then, okay, but what about you?
Yeah.
So that's a very important thing to remember, especially to those who are coming out of high school, and if they do want to open up their business and venture down, to recognize burnout is deadly.
It is. And like, even if you some people tend to recognize it too late. Yes. And that's where you have the closures and stuff like that, closing stores and stuff like that, because they're like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm done. I can't do it. So definitely when it comes to like for inspiration of if somebody is wanting to open up their own business as a young kid coming out of high school and stuff like that, have a support system.
Yeah.
You cannot, no matter how much you want to do it alone to prove a point that you are capable to do it alone, you don't need to and you don't have to.
Yeah.
Having a support system definitely helps in any possible way behind you. It's helps you bring you up. Those burnouts, like if it wasn't for my partner during those burnouts of like, hey, I quit, I throw in the towel, and telling me like, hey, you've got this, you've done this amazing thing, you're doing amazing, stop being so hard on yourself. Because one of my biggest things during my burnouts is I was more so hard on myself because I felt like I was not living up to like what I said I was gonna do, and I kept I felt like I was disappointing others to the point like I'm a people pleaser. Like I will, I'm a people pleaser. I'm a people pleaser, and I want to help people in every way I can. And knowing that, like when I got to that point, that hey, like you just keep disappointing people, like what are you doing? And like it was definitely it takes an emotional toll on you 100%. So like being able to have that strong support system that like you're only as hard as yourself as on yourself. Like you were the hardest person on yourself, and so like having that person on an outside perspective, being able to tell you like, hey, you've got this, you've done amazing, you aren't disappointing me, like I'm good, like you're awesome, you're doing an amazing job, is definitely something that definitely helps during those too.
Absolutely. I swear I feel like new businesses and the owner, the person that's starting it, and their team, it's like a new marriage.
Yeah,
there's
really
a honeymoon phase, and then once that honeymoon phase ends, you're kind of like, what did I do?
Yep.
And then you kind of got to push through a little bit, and you're like, okay, the world is okay. It's still spinning.
We're okay.
But I think that's great point that you made. For those who are young and want to start a business, like in the tech field or anything, what do you have? Do you have any just words of advice or words of encouragement for the younger audience?
Don't let people knock you down about it. If you've got an idea, try it.
This is the time to try it. You're
young.
You're young.
You're young and you don't have the responsibilities. So that is one thing that has helped us in like when it comes to venturing out of different businesses and like doing different businesses, like being able to start them. Like we had the phone store, we had the ice cream, we had a marketing company. Like being able to start all those businesses is because we don't have, the only people we have to worry about is ourselves.
Yep.
We don't have kids to feed. We don't have any of that. Like as long as the bills are being paid, we have that extra money to try, to attempt. Because like you can try something and it can fail. Has happened.
You learn.
You live and you learn.
You learn.
Like you live and you learn. And like people, like they'll say, that's not a good idea, or are you sure you want to do that? It's going to take a lot out of you. Like don't let them talk you down. If you've got an idea, as long as you have an idea and you are passionate about it and behind it and you want to try it, go for it. Yep. Go for it. As long as like you are young, you have the ability, you can go up and down. You can trip and fall, man. You can, it will take a toll, but as long as you have the passion behind it, you have the ability to do it. Yeah. Like, go for it.
Passion beats fear every time. And the haters, not everyone was born to be an entrepreneur. Not everyone was born to be a business owner.
No.
So the people that are discouraging, it's okay. Everyone has their own opinions on life, but don't let somebody else scare you so bad to where you don't do something that you want to do for the rest of your life.
Exactly. Because, like, you
could... It's harder said than done.
It is 100%. Because ask me 6 years ago and ask me if I thought I was going to be sitting here today, and I would have told you no.
Yeah.
I would have told you no. Growing up, my mom worked in the health field, and my dad owned his own business on and off. So my mom was a steady income. My mom is what allowed us to be able to make sure that the food was on the table. Don't get me wrong, when I wanted that new softball bat for Christmas, my dad did the extra work to make the money. But in my eyes, it's a risk. Like, I was like, I don't want to have that risk and be able to have a family. So it was definitely a scary thing. Like, growing up, I was like, I'm going into the medical field. It's a guaranteed, I'll guarantee have a paycheck.
It's solid.
No matter what. Like, no matter what happens in the world, like, there will always be something there. People will always get sick. It's going to happen.
It's a safety.
Exactly. It's a safety thing. So I did not think that I was going to be here. Did not. I lovely met a person who changed my perspective on things.
Yeah.
I got to see a different view of it and understand a different view.
Yeah.
Because a younger me understood. I was very mature for my age, so I understood a little bit, but growing up, it was a little bit different than walking into it now. So, like I said, I did not see myself here whatsoever. Did not. But do I regret anything that I ever chose?
That's what I was
no.
about to say. Look at you now.
No, I do not regret any choice I have ever made on it. It definitely has. It's made a new life and a new way of living.
Yeah.
That I didn't know. And I've absolutely enjoyed it. I've enjoyed owning your own business. You do have your leniency, but you do not at the same time. Yeah. You are your own boss, but realistically, your customers are your boss.
Yeah, and you have a whole team.
Exactly. You have. I mean, it's crazy to even think that I'm even here from straight out of high school, not knowing what I was gonna do or where I was gonna go, or in lovely 2019 to 2020 COVID lovely hit, and it made a mess, man. It really made a mess. In our generation, it definitely turned something in us. Fortunately, unfortunately, however we want to take it. But it definitely, I do not regret anything I ever did. So take the chance. Take the experience.
Exactly.
You will fall on your butt.
Who cares?
It's gonna happen.
It doesn't matter.
But it doesn't matter.
It's fine.
You're young, you're able to do it.
Bounce back.
Yeah.
You got so much time to narrow down what you really want to do. Why not take the chance now?
Yes.
We're all broke.
Yeah, no, for real.
We're all broke. The worst thing that could happen is that you actually make some money off it.
Yeah.
And if you lose it, well, you can just build it back up. We got time.
No, like I said, we took $200 and turned it into a profitable business. Opening up a storefront on a main road and having to sign a lease. That was the most scariest thing for us. Was we had we went from a month to month in the flea market, a $200 bill a month that we had to pay, and it was our spot, our electricity, our AC, because we got an AC unit. We went from that to, hey, I'm signing a lease for a whole year. I am responsible to to pay this, whether there's people walking in the store or not. I am responsible to pay this. So it definitely was a scary moment, knowing, hey, life's real. Here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
But it definitely, it didn't discourage us. It was just okay, we knew. So having the passion behind it and having the will to want to prove people wrong.
Yeah.
To want to show people, hey, I can do this and I can do it with or without you, kind of thing. Having the will is definitely, if there's a will, there's a way. Quite frankly, I get told this all the time. It's easy to make money. You just have to figure out how. Yeah. You have to have the want and figure out hey, I've got this product. Let me go buy this product, flip it, sell it, make more money. It's the literally,
options are limitless.
They really are. They truly are. And so knowing that, hey, if there's a will, there's a way. There won't be a time where I won't have to worry about it. We can make this happen, whether there's people coming in the store or not. Luckily, we built up enough clientele to open up that store and not have to worry about it. But It was definitely like the scariest thing, like at first to even do.
Look at you now, and I am so proud of you and James as well. You, but I think that this was so inspirational, especially having a young person come in here. I talk like I'm old, like we're the same age, but having a young entrepreneur coming in and sharing success, I think that's so valuable to those, especially who are younger, coming out of high school and wanting to start something but are just scared. So thank you so much for coming on today and sharing your knowledge. Thank you guys for joining me today. Join us next week, next Friday at 4 p.m. for another episode of Beyond Entrepreneur. Bye, guys.